Alright guys, I'm pet sitting, so if you hear any purrs or see any hair, it's this little kitty cat, Lucky. He's white. He's next to me, I'll show you. Say hi, Lucky. Basically, me and my bestie Jackie did a little Europe trip for a month. So we went to Portugal, Germany, an island in Greece called Rhodes, and then Amsterdam. I vlogged the whole thing. Granted, half of it is not in there because I didn't want to bring my camera to the club or anything, so I didn't fully get in, so I think I'm just gonna story time it out. Without further ado, I'll start off with Portugal.
iPhone 8.
So this is our first hostel. Ooh.
Up in the roof.
We are in a roof. We had to walk up like 4 flights of stairs to get here. With my my big suitcase. But there's this little cubby. Ooh. So beautiful.
Morning, Porto.
Yes. And yeah, so here's my bed. I'm at 12, and then Jackie is, here are all her friends that we're gonna make. And then Jackie is right here.
It's gonna be nice and snug.
Yes. You're too tall for this.
I can't wait to get hammered. In the Jardin de Virtud. Yes.
We're just chilling in the hostel right now. We're pretty beat, but we're gonna go out to a little bar.
Yeah.
Was it Barrow Bar?
Ferro Bar.
Ferro Bar. We're gonna go there and see where the night takes us, but I wanna
Probably
sleep
not very
tonight.
far.
Yeah, probably not very far. We wanna sleep tonight, but tomorrow
All night, baby.
All night, baby.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll find a boyfriend. Look at our view right now. We have like this staircase where this man hit on me, but he did call me beautiful, so kind of respectful. We have this lovely. And then here is the bar. Like going up these stairs and then up there was it.
No clue.
It is. What day is it? Thursday?
Thursday, yes.
Thursday morning.
The 7th.
The 7th
of March.
We just got breakfast with our friends Luca and Sebastian, which was cool.
Yeah.
They were really sweet.
Oh, should we say hola?
Hola.
Hola.
We're at the Jardin de Maro, I think, is what it's called. But yeah, and then I'll show you all the view because it's actually really, really pretty, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
I'd
just
say
Jackie.
so.
Now, we had a couple other people join us in our hostel. They want to go on the pub crawl. Ty wants to go on the pub crawl. I text Sebastian and I'm like, hey, you want to go on the pub crawl? And he's kind of like not into it. Him and Luca are not into it. But I was like, hey, my other friends want to go on the pub crawl. I'm going on the pub crawl. So we have a great night. We sing karaoke at the hostel before going out. We're having fun at the different bars. I will say, like, the bars are kind of dead, but we brought the party. Luca and Sebastian are DMing, and I was like, okay, cool, like, I'll let you know where we end up going. We hop by about 2 or 3 bars, and then we end up going to the club. But we're DMing, like, all throughout the night, and then suddenly he kind of goes silent, and I was like, okay. As I'm at the club, there's like these giant bird cages. Me and Jackie are dancing in the bird cages. Out the corner of my eye, I spy him. And he's with a girl. And I was like, okay. Which is fine. But I was like, I thought me and Shorty had something. At least like a little flirtatious going on. So I like wave to him. I think we get another drink. We get tequila shots. Which is also funny because at least I think the 3 or 4 places we went within this whole Europe trip and we got tequila shots, they would give us little slices of lemon instead of lime. So I don't know if that's a thing there, but happened 4 out of 4 times. We found this downstairs area in the club and it was like all EDM, and the Canadian couple loved it. They're like really into it. So we were dancing with them. We were gonna go up to the hostel, at least I wanted to. It was raining, I was tired. But Jackie really wanted McDonald's. So we get our meal, go back to the hostel, I sleep so hard. The next day we wake up and it's time to head back on the brat bus and go back to Lisbon for the next couple days. We got a little Uber to our hostel. Our hostel, I picked out both the hostels in Portugal. It was called the G-Spot Hostel. And it was sex themed. We talked to the receptionist, Tomas. And Tomas becomes very important in the story later. He's like bantering with us, kind of like a snarky little comments, but it was like funny, like all good vibes. I think we're on the first floor this time. Still up a flight with my big suitcase. And it's this tiny, tiny little room. And it smelled so off. 1, because it was raining, and 2, because it was just me and Jackie, at least the first night, and like 8 guys. So like the name of the room was pretty fitting if you think about it, especially because we were both on the bottom bunk. Okay, we made it to Lisbon.
We're barely making it through Lisbon.
It's been actually the worst day so far. So we woke up after going on the pub crawl last night. Some weird things happened. Got home. Also raining, windy the whole time.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't too bad because we were in Porto, which is everything is very close.
Yeah.
Together, which was really nice. However, we got home at what, 4 a.m.-ish.
4 a.m.-ish.
Had some fan-fucking-tastic McDonald's. Sorry, we're not supposed to curse.
No, you can. But yeah, we had some McDonald's, which is really good. But what happened? So we went back, and then some of the people got up at like 7 a.m. and they were so loud. Also, a man was talking to sleep in a different language, and it scared me.
And there was another man in our
Finnish guy.
In our little attic of the hostel room, and he was grunting like meathead in the gym hitting PRs.
He was grunting from his hangover.
He was fighting deep, his head was buried under the covers. He was curled up, and just he kept tossing back and forth while we were getting ready. Yeah, it was just very interesting. And then we left, got our bus,
2.5 hours back. Got here, immediate rain,
pouring here.
And we walked around, got really overpriced food.
Yeah, we got maybe the worst burrito bowl of my life. The people were so mean there. The waitress was just angry to see us. I feel just
yeah.
But that's okay.
We kept slipping too because it's wet, and every hill is
nice 45 degree
45 to 60.
I whacked my middle finger on a pole.
Yeah, she swung around.
It's still a little red. Can you just?
Yeah, but we made it to our hostel. It's the G-Spot Hostel.
We finally found it. It was kind of hard to find, actually.
It was kind of hard to find. Crazy. But we're in our room, the tea bag.
Right next to camel toe.
Right next to camel toe and meat curtains. So hopefully we have a better day tomorrow. Bon dia. We're going on our walking tour.
We're at the Pasta de something. Pasta de...
Yeah, Sarah's supposed to meet us.
If you ask me, Sarah, it is worth it to go inside. Most probably I would say, have a glass of wine and don't go. Bam.
We're moving.
times, and every time it's cloudy and or raining.
Or both. Well, always both.
We'll try it again in boats.
So that night after the walking tour, we go on the tram, see all the touristy things. We decide to go out. And dear Tomas was DMing me. He was like, come to this club. We were like, what about like the hostel pub crawl? And he's like, it's lame, don't go. And I'm like, okay. Apparently also he's the manager of the hostel. And I was like, why aren't you promoting your own like pub crawl if you're managing it? But he DM'd me, he was like, no, go to this club. I was like, okay. He sent me the link. He's like, if you put your name, like you and Jackie put your name on this list, like you're welcome to come free before 1:30. We're like, perfect, love free. So we're going. Side note, Sebastian and I were DMing. He was asking about Barcelona because I've been there before. He was going there after Porto. And I was asking about Lisbon because he went to Lisbon before Porto. You know, a little switcheroo of information. So I was texting him. He was telling me about like what bars to go to, and he was like, basically there's this like one street with like a bunch of bars, and like the higher up the hill you go, the cheaper the drinks. And me and Jackie were like, perfect, we can pregame the club. So at the hostel, we get our welcome drink, trade in our tickets, get a glass of wine. We actually got 2 because Arthur loves us. We start off to the hill with all the bars on it. Me and Jackie find this place called Big Beer. We go in, we pay like not even €2 for a big beer. Just like it said, big beer. So we get our big beer, we're sitting down, and then these 2 guys sit next to us, and I'm like, okay, they're clearly American because I can hear them. And the guy next to me, turns out he's from Charleston, and like I live right outside of Charleston. So we like bonded for a second. I think they went to like Boston University or somewhere, and they were visiting their friends on spring break. So I met them, that was cool. Sent my mom a picture, because also he like knew the Murdoch. Or like, no, he didn't know the Murdoch. He knew a guy from Southern Charm, and my mom loves that show. So I sent my mom like a little selfie of me and him, and told her that. I was just drunk, I shouldn't, like, there was no correlation. It wasn't him. We're chilling, we get to meet different kinds of people in this tiny bar. It's literally like a table, and there's the tiniest bathroom I've ever seen. I'll put a picture in, but tiniest bathroom ever. Anyways, after we go to the bathroom, low-key, the guys like ditched us, which we didn't want them anyway. Like, we didn't even want to hang out with them. We chug our beers and we're like, let's go to the club. It's like 1:05 at this point. Mind you, Tomas is still in my DMs like, when are you getting here? We're like, we're getting in the Uber now, Tomas. Anywho, we finally get there, go through like security, everything, and they're like, okay, it's gonna be like a $10 cover or something. We're like, oh, we're on the list. Like, we're on the list. And she's like, no, you're not. Like, the list ends at 1. And we're like, Tomas said 1:30. And, I mean, obviously we didn't say that to her, but we're like, oh, sorry, we thought it was 1:30. She's like, no, sorry, it's 1. We're like, okay. So we pay the €10, get in. The club is empty. We see Tomas, and he's with some guy. We're like, Tomas, you lied to us. You said 1:30. We had to pay cover. And he's like, oh my gosh, like, let me buy you guys a drink. So we're like, okay. We go online. There's no line. We go to the bar, because it's empty. We get our little tequila soda limes. Get all the fur. Both of them don't have physical cards on them. They just have, like, their Apple Wallet or Google Wallet or whatever. And they keep trying to pay, and it's not working. And Tomas, like, can't pay it. And then the bartender looks at me and Jackie. He's like, y'all can just take the drinks. Like, they'll figure it out. And he did. Tomas made his friend pay. And it becomes apparent that Tomas is into Jackie. And we did not get that vibe at all. We thought maybe he was, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't think he liked women at all. Anyways, he likes Jackie. So we go upstairs. We go to pee and put our coat in the coat check. As we go to coat check, we're leaving. I see this man getting tattooed. Tattooed in the club. And clearly, I want to see what's up. So we walk over to the tattooed man. We're asking him questions. He's like, yeah. So anyway, it's a lot cheaper in the club. I was like, okay. Period, king. You get it. And then these boys, I hear them. They have a little UK accent to them. Little northern UK. We're talking, we're chatting, find out he's an aspiring rapper or R&B artist. Let me clarify. So that's something. That's something that is a part of him, I guess. I go back downstairs because Tomas is still blowing up my phone, chatting with him, and then he tries to like flirt with me. I'm like, no sir, no sir. And then I put it on, sorry Jackie. I'm like, I thought you like Jackie. He's like, no, well, I see her upstairs talking to some guy, and I look and she was chatting with the UK guys like around the tattoo table, and I was like, oh, like, I don't know, she's probably just doing that. She has a boyfriend, so nothing's gonna happen anyway. And then he's like, you wanna like try this? And it's his drink, and it's like, it's in like one of the glass cups like we had, but there's no ice in it, and it's just clear but like murky. He's like, yeah, you want to try some of this? And I was like, what is it? And he goes, Molly water. And I go, oh, I'm glad I asked. I was like, no, thank you. Appreciate it though. Thanks for offering. So then I go back upstairs to escape him. My leads guy finds me again. He's like, come with me. Sorry, I shouldn't mock. I don't know if that's appropriate. He's like, come with me. I'm like, okay, where are we going? He goes, oh, your friend's in here. And then we go behind this thick curtain, and it's like a miniature club with actual people in it, instead of like the big open space with no one there. So we're having fun in the mini club. We're like dancing. Me and him are kissing a little bit. You know, we're being cheeky. We're being fun. Jackie's just chilling, dancing around. She's being a good wing woman. The club is closing. We leave, and we're like, hey, like afters to the UK kids. Tell us they're leaving really early and we can't go with them. And we're like, okay, lame, whatever. And then we meet these other group of people. They seem cool, and they're like, hey, we're having an after. So me and Jackie were like, perfect, let's go to this after. Mind you, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. This one guy is like, hey, I didn't drink anything tonight. Like, I'm completely fine to drive. We're just gonna like Uber to my car, and then I got us. And we're like, okay. Not the smartest idea on our part. There's a big group of us supposed to go. There's supposed to be girls, there's supposed to be guys. It's supposed to be a fun bit. Turns out, the girlies that said that they were going were not going. She DM'd us while we were already in the car on the way, and she's like, yeah, we're not going. We're like, okay. So it's me and Jackie and these Portuguese men, and we're driving to their apartment. The whole time, my little tiny American brain does not understand that miles are not on a car in Europe, it's kilometers. So I see we're going like 120 kilometers or kilometers per miles per hour. We're going 120 kilometers per hour, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, guys, and granted, it's like little tiny windy roads, so it kind of feels like it, and I'm a little drunk. So I'm like, guys, like slow down, like what are we doing? And then later I find out it was kilometers and not miles. We get to this man's apartment. We go up this tiny little elevator, and then as soon as we get in there, we're like, okay, Jackie, like, we gotta go. Like, we're like ordering the Uber. They're like, hey guys, you want some wine? We're like, I guess. They give us wine. They give us wine with like ice cubes in it, which is just so funny to me. But we're drinking our wine. The last of the guys come up, and this one guy, he said the worst thing you could possibly say to 2 girls that are kind of scared. He comes in. He opens the door. His friend walks in. He walks in. He's taking off his coat, and he goes, you ladies all alone? As he locks the door. Me and Jackie look at each other. And this was the chill guy, like the nice, friendly guy. And we're like, and I just blurted out, I'm like, why would you say that? He's like, what do you mean? He was like, I thought the other people were coming. And I was like, oh, okay, like, just letting you know, like, you were locking the door. You said that it sounded creepy. And he goes, oh, like, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to make it sound scary. I'm like, no, it's cool. As we're ordering the Uber. As soon as we finish our wine, our Uber's here. And they're like, wait, where are you guys going? And we're like, sorry, we gotta go back. We gotta do something. Like, we couldn't even think of an excuse. We were just like, haha, we're leaving. They're like, oh, okay. So we leave, all in one piece, make it back to the G-Spot hostel. Thank you. The sun has arose at this point. We're like looking out the window of our Uber, like contemplating everything we've done to wind up there. I love the hostel. I loved the lobby. I loved Arthur. I loved the pizza. I loved the drinks. Shot o'clock. Oh, it was always shot o'clock at 9. But I will say, after this club night, we go back to bed at the wee hour of the morning at like 6, 7 a.m. I'm in bed. I wake up a couple hours later. I'm searching in my bed for something. I see something in the crack of the bottom bunk that I'm in. My bed is a bunk bed. One of the American guys is above me. There's something in the crack of it. I'm like, what's that? I go to pull it up. A pair of men's underwear. Panties, if you will. Which already I'm like, oop. So I just drop it. I think I grab like the butt of my hairbrush and like shove it down farther. Because I'm not about to be like, you dropped your panties, you know? And I think he's asleep too. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to forget about that and go back to bed. And later, Jackie pointed out to me, she was like, why was he taking off his underwear in the bed anyways? And I was like, that thought didn't occur to me. So now I'm kind of freaking out. But the panties were there. I'm just glad the panties didn't drop on me while I was sleeping. At least it dropped in the crack. So that is my one kind of big complaint about this hostel, but it was the people above me, not the hostel's fault, I think. We go back to the same hill that Sebastian told us about. We're at this hill. We want to go get some Super Box so bad. In our eyes, it is Super Bock o'clock. Not shot o'clock, Super Bock o'clock. Anyways, we go to Big Beer. Big Beer is closed. I think it's a Sunday at this point. So Big Beer closed. We're like, shit. We decide to kind of like hop around. A lot of people are just drinking outside in the streets. So we're doing that. We're chilling. And then I see this gorgeous man walk by. I think we're talking to somebody else too, and I'm like, I feel so bad for Drake. I like completely ignored her. I'm just staring at this man. He's wearing like a winter coat, like a dress coat, and he has a picnic basket with flaps on it. So he's kind of giving like Little Red Riding Hood, but like sexy. But like if Little Red Riding Hood was the wolf. So he's walking by with his picnic baskets, and he's like, ladies, would you like an edible? And we're like, oh. Unfortunately, we don't like to get high. He makes us follow him on his IG account, his personal, and his baking weed business one. But we start chatting. He is a Renaissance man, apparently. So he has his weed business flourishing, clearly. He is a model. He does Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He does that. And he's also a rapper. So two musical artists in 2 days. And before we leave, he's like, hey, can I kiss you? And I looked at him and I looked at Jackie and I was like, Jackie, should I kiss him? And she was like, yeah. So I kiss him. He's so hot. Which is also just so funny. We were in the streets, like literally just kissing. And then unfortunately we had to part ways. I was like, yep, flight in the morning.